also came in extremely prepped for Ancient up against their opponents in MIBR. So going up against Complexity, there's a lot of footage to look at as well, and there were a couple of underperformers. Floppy didn't really have to do much, and again, Holzerk didn't really have to do much either. So if they can target the weaknesses, maybe there's a chance.
Well, it's about time for us to dive into our first matchup of the day. Over to Neokai.
Welcome, ladies and gents. We have got an absolute corker to start things here on the A-Streams. Complexity taking on Boss, a North American derby. Of course, in the 1-0 bracket. Boss, got to be said, Cody, an upset that we did not expect.
Yeah, not at all. You mentioned North American derby. This is the second time we've seen a NA derby on this map. And yeah, I mean, the deaths we're mentioning, we've seen a lot of Ancient, and I expect that we're going to be seeing quite a bit of it through the rest of the event as well. Elimination getting a little bit aggressive over towards ramp. We like seeing him do this, especially with those dual Bretters in hand. And there goes Brett, caught with his trousers firmly around his ankles. Already a man up.
Oh, it's not bad. JT going to take contact here. Will be dropped by Cryptic. IGL and IGL violence there as JT falls. But Holzer's going to reclaim space. He's gotten for a flank. He's caught a little bit sleeping, one in front of him, and the Julies will pop.
Yeah, Elimination doesn't miss those at all. And here comes 4 weapons straight out of Donut. Going to be attacking CT, but it's going to be the IGL of Boss finding 2 frags there. Cryptic picking up another and looking for that final kill onto Floppy as well. And he is indeed going to be able to find it. Quite a clean round there from Boss. A lot of mid-aggression, and, well, it worked out in their favour.
And especially considering how it started as well, right? You know, getting caught util on hand, looking for what was actually very clearly a fake A-pot, a fake B-pot, may I say, right here. I mean, when Brett falls, it feels like that's a sort of round that can fall apart, but Cryptic actually does really well to reclaim a bit of a stakehold in the round, finding that flank, finding that rotate, and then keeping things in their favour. It's a simple way that Boss approached that, a pure numbers game sort of facilitation in towards that round, and it worked really damn well. So first round for Boss. Decent little buy as well to work with it. Complexity goes without saying, just going to go for that no buy.
Yeah, you were saying about the numbers game, and that's what we're going to be seeing here over on this B-bomb site. It's the 4-man stack. And we're seeing Elimination with the Zeus holding close. Hello, Cryptic. Come on, a little bit out of range there, mate. Good try, Elimination, but better luck next time. Cryptic now going for those eco frags, picks up a couple. Does get traded back by JT, though. Don't think it's going to be too difficult for them to be able to continue recovering this round. But as you can notice, the bomb once again hot-tailing it towards A.
Yeah, Darcy needs to be careful here. Just a big thing about not being caught off guard. You don't want to drop an AK over for no reason, but he's going to get out of there. Rotate coming through. Like you mentioned, A-site completely vulnerable. Red carpet rolled out for a free bomb plant, and that should be that. Only question is maybe anything on the tail end. I think if you're JT here, especially with that Mac 10, the kill bonus alone probably warrants the look for more frags, look for a bit of a hunt.
But there goes that.
Yeah, will be scooped up, but Darty going to try and hold rotations. How's taking a bit of damage? You don't want to overextend there. The priority now for Boss is just keep an hold of whatever guns they've got. Don't overphase, because you don't really care about these pistols.
Incredibly important point to note as well. Grim has recovered the Zeus, so there you go. Still going to be in play. You were talking about recovering weapons. The most important one found. It's going to be a second round here for Boss. Once again, early presence over towards that B-bomb site to be able to draw the attention for Complexity, and then just repositioning over towards A. It's 2-0 right now, and they do manage to find a bit of an eco frag inside of mid, which is nice.
Yeah, no complaints, I guess. For Complexity, 0 expectations into that round, not into this. Decent start, all things considered. Boss and Complexity, they're a side who know each other very well, but actually play very few to no officials against each other. They're a side who have barely played in the past. Obviously, it goes without saying, a lot of scrims, a lot of pracs off the officials, but, you know, when it looks towards in the server itself, or what we know, not all that much history to go off between these two sides. So a good opportunity for Boss to come on as a bit of a unknown quantity in this matchup and try and use that to catch Complexity off guard. And already with the buyout as well, taking decent mid-control, fighting through elbow, going to be caught by a flash though. Great work from Brett to find that opener. Grim will answer back on towards Cryptic before he then gets traded, and that's Boss keeping the numbers.
Yeah, it was textbook Complexity getting that mid-control, but they weren't able to capitalise off it really. Trading back and forth now in a 3 versus 3. Holzerk, weapon advantage, and he has the angle right now as well. If you can take down PwnAlone, there you go. Out of the server for the time being. Freshy, or the nade could be pretty brutal. JT bodied, it would seem. Plenty of time on the clock to be able to change this up if they want to, but with Darty getting taken down over towards mid, it's a tall order for Freshy to be able to get this one. But with Holzerk on 11 HP and a Galil in hand, there is a universe that he can make this happen.
He knows where both are. He saw and heard the flash from CT and heard that rotation through Donut. This is feasible.
This be a clean shot.
He's buying time here as the rotate comes through. Floppy trying to make a move. Could get timing. Will do. Finds him, but he gets sideswiped coming through from Holzerk. Needed. Stepping up in a big way. 3 kills to his name. A scrappy round. And Complexity, they are being made to work for these rounds early doors. Will just get it on the skin of their teeth, though.
Yeah, it was a strong performance there from Boss. Commiserations, of course, not being able to convert that 3-0. However, Complexity swing themselves back into this game. It wasn't the best T-side from Boss yesterday when they played up against MIBR, so it's good to see them coming out of the gate quite strong here. Complexity themselves as well, they struggled on that CT side. So. Yeah.
A bit of a weird play that happened there as well. You know, Brett gets the opener coming through elbow. He overextends through the smoke in Red Room. It's a little brazen from him, and I think it actually costs Boss there. Pumping the brakes a tad. Probably would have forced Complexity into a little bit of an over-rotate, or at least dumping some of that early util. Speaking of a face though, Brett again for an entry. Grim gonna get caught. Constantly finding himself sideswiped, and again, another one going the way of Boss. Cryptic answers on towards the Liege. 2 huge kills early doors. In a matter of moments, Boss have got a 2-man advantage.
Yeah, we're not unfamiliar to see Complexity save in these sort of situations where they've just been outclassed in the very, very early round. It looks like they are still going to try and have a stake in this one. Holzerk repositioning himself over towards Donut just to be able to gain a little bit more of that mid control if possible. JT's looking to get Aggie though as he goes down rank. Smoke fades, looks to kill Freshie, but looks like Freshie had that advantage there. Taps onto the head of JT. And now with the B-bomb site completely clear, they are going to respect their opponents with the mollies to be able to clear out the site. With a minute on the clock, the bomb on PwnAlone's back. Should be another round here for Boss.
Yeah, I mean, Brent so far has been, Brett, man, is relentless when it comes towards this aggression, right? Time and time again, taking the fight to Complexity. And this is something we saw yesterday. Complexity, on their T-side especially, didn't take any mid control. Only once in the entire half did they even try and fight mid through elbow. So we're seeing these kind of clashing of approaches to the game, I guess you could call it, right? Complexity are more than happy on the T-side to show little to no mid-aggression where, vice versa, the Boss so far fighting all the way through. A lovely pincer maneuver as well. That guy coming off shelf, really nice work, giving Brett all the support that he needed, and of course, working wonderfully.
That known quantity element that you were talking about earlier, the fact that Complexity and Boss, they probably played each other kind of offline a little bit instead of on the officials, where honestly it matters. Yeah, Complexity, you can look at the demos, you can look at the history, you can see what those setups are, and yes, you know on the CT side, they love a bit of mid-fight. So if you can just battle it down as a T side, you think your hold is strong enough, then by all means, go for it, challenge them. And so far, it's working out for Boss, and they're gaining so much control due to it.
Yeah, you know, there's definitely been a couple of question marks about this Boss side coming in. I mean, we looked at kind of the late addition of PwnAlone to the roster. Of course, he's somebody who really has been given actually a lot of mileage. I like the way in which they've approached kind of adding PwnAlone to this roster. It's one of those things when he's coming in with, you know, not the greatest amount of notice. They've given him a lot of freedom to work with. He's been so influential to the success recently of Boss. They've had a little bit of a rough run of form recently in terms of the qualifiers, but then again, some of the teams they've been up against, M80 and Liquid and the Dowls one, so we can give them the benefit of the doubt. Complexity going for a mid stack here. 4 playing out through elbow. Brett might not realize how dangerous around that corner is if he looks to peer. Thankfully for them, they're going to double back towards A. Smoking towards Donut. Only one gets out in front of it.
Oh, they're going to push it as well. Really playing with fire here. It is one of the save weapons. Holzerk here could go massive. Grim going to be playing human flashbang. He swings to the corner, actually finds one. Holzerk knows that he's going to be on the corner as well. Looking for that next one to follow it up. Brett, very low. Dink down to 17 HP. But he's still going to be alive and kicking with that AK in hand. Darty now calming all of this. The B-bomb site is completely clear.
Yeah, Darty has got so much information. The biggest thing for Darty now is not to overextend. Get the site, secure it, but don't give away a free fight here. The worry is he can hear this round the corner, Floppy on the swing. Will find him, Darty, great work, and that now should be the round starting to swing back in favor of Boss. Little bit rough around the edges, it goes without saying. But I think they should be able to do so. PwnAlone going to just slowly maneuver his way forward. There is a world in which they could have timinged up through shelf.
Brett, that's a great angle. Oh, he turned away.
Nice, the insurance policy. There he is, popping for one and falls away. Simple, that should be the round now. The only question is, do you hunt? Do you say, okay, we know he's got an AK, do we want to give them that kind of, I guess, small luxury?
I mean, it's an AK. I suppose it comes down to whether or not Holzerk really values it. Looks like he kind of does, looking for these rotates, maybe to be able to, or just catch them off guard. But He's not going to go for this one. There is a kit, there is util, if he really wanted to, if he's feeling it, but also it's a little bit early doors for him to be going for those hero plays.
He's going to have to save himself, though. This is the real kind of awkward thing at the tail end. He needs to be careful on the exit. He should be fine, but there's a world in which he would have had to fight for it. He might still get the opportunity. Here's a step, spots one, finds him. PwnAlone will fall. So, you know, we can talk about small silver linings here, financial woes to Boss to a degree, but this is a side right now. Boss 4-1 up. They've built up a pretty stable economy by most metrics. I don't think it's really anything on a dampener note over towards Boss. They're looking very good, but they are going to call for a pause. Don't mind, there's good opportunity as well for Axe, the coach, to have a little conversation with the lads. And I think Complexity are going to be more than happy to have a bit of a break as well. It's not been the dream start. These gun rounds looking a little shaky.
Yeah, certainly not the start that we expected. I mean, Boss, of course, bit of an upset yesterday, as we alluded to, against MIBR, ending that 10-game winning streak on Ancient. I mean, going into this match, MIBR were like, hey, we can do this one. This is our ground. But Boss just said, no. This is us to play around with. It was actually kind of at the hands of the fragging IGL in the form of Cryptic. Both sides seeing that yesterday. We had Cryptic dropping a 1.21, and then we see the IGL for Complexity as well. JT dropping some pretty damn heavy rounds as well against, honestly, a little bit weaker opposition in Elevate. But either way, good to see that they're leading from the front on the frag element as well.
Yeah, only man we want to see get a little bit more active today. It's not exactly his fault yesterday, it's Floppy. Floppy actually, he got the real short straw on the CT side. They just never came to it. You know, he had so minimal. Destiny's going to pounce for two. Brett and Cryptic punished in through elbow. And that's going to change the narrative a little bit. Now Boss, for the first time on these gun rounds, are actually forced to play from a man disadvantage. Now we look towards the IGL to bail them out of this one.
Yeah, very aggressive there from Complexity inside of mid. Something we've come to expect from them. However, first time in this game, then it has actually worked out in their favour, and Boss haven't been able to convert and gain that man advantage inside of mid. Still going to continue holding that presence, as we see Floppy as well, posted up over on that B-bomb site, waiting for the swing. With plenty of time on the clock, Boss can just run this down and make Complexity think, where on earth are our opponents?
Yeah, and the thing is, well, Complexity holding util. This is nice. They probably should get one here. JT will pounce. Lovely work. Darty gets dropped, and now PwnAlone going to try and bail them out of the situation. He'll combine with Freshy for one of his own, and now we've got a game on our hands. On the cross, gets caught, bomb in hand. Elige will find one. Looks for a second, and he finds it. Elige, brilliant work. Stepping up in a big way. That's 4 kills to his name. Complexity needed that badly.
Yeah, the ace keeps eluding him. Yesterday he got loads of 4Ks, now he's getting 4Ks. Come on, man, one more kill, I believe in you. But yeah, look at that. The nade came in, expunging the smoke. 5 HP and he takes down the AK. Oh, sorry, the AWPer of PwnAlone, of course. It's the second round of the ball for Complexity. Now starting to, if they can chain this one together, that CT side economy is going to start building. It was a struggle they had yesterday. Very puggy in some of those early rounds.
Yeah, no, exactly. Do you know what? This is one of the real interesting things about Ancient. It has actually become a real kind of pugger's paradise these days. I think, you know, I say the new changes. They're not very new anymore. I think it's like 8 months ago when they moved those spawns a little bit. Oh, shot misses. Holzek. Known quantity now going to fall off that mid-shelf position. Doubling back towards Red Room. Oh, nade will once again break that smoke. And Brett, I think now is getting a little too audacious for my liking. He's constantly doing that same thing. We need a little change up. I like the idea around pugging in towards mid, but he's being caught. Complexity, they're adapting on the fly and really well.
JT loved holding Jag yesterday. Looks like he's going to be in this position once again. Smoke soon to fade as well. Crosshair placement is perfect. Of course, we've got the X-ray. He doesn't right now. Could just swing on this corner, but such a barrage of bullets from this Boss side if he is going to go aggressive.
They'll hear that as well. So they know there's one playing up close.
Maybe it's on purpose, because he reloaded twice there.
It's more a question about how he wants to play it. I don't really think, I think this is a smart play. He knows that the buy is going to be a little bit haphazardly over towards Boss. Take a step away. He knows at range he's got the right idea, and he has the support from site too. It's fine. Time ticking, 35 seconds. They're looking to pop B.
Yeah, not much util available, but what they have, they're going to use tactically. Flash going to come in here from PwnAlone. Buchholz not going to be connected on it. Able to take down Cryptic. JT not going to fall off the angle. Relying on his teammates to be able to pick up any other stragglers. It's not happening just as of yet. Buchholz still just posted here. And with only 15 seconds remaining on the clock now, they really need to explode on this bomb site if they want to have a say. Freshy, smoke goes down to be able to block off that short angle. They need to swing through. Buchholz whiffs a shot. And there goes Freshie as well at the hands of Floppy, who's already having a lot more of an impact than he did yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really good to see. And I guess, you know, like we said, the biggest thing is he's actually getting a little bit of action on the CT side. He really, unfortunately, just barely got tested. He's playing that kind of brutal thing that you see every now and again where you just force him to constant rotate.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's getting a bit of action out early doors. And now you can start to see already Boss getting tested. It was a relatively comfortable start by most metrics where we saw those opening 2 gun rounds look quite good and they started to build a little bit of a repertoire on the T side, and now things are starting to be a little bit more even. Like I said, Complexity, one of those sides who really can adapt on the fly. They did it yesterday, started a little rough, and then they come through. Elijah having all of these steps, going to be tested, caught by the nade, could be caught, pants around his ankles, will get one, but traded out by the Glock. That's an AK scooped up, the bomb should go down here, which already is a silver lining as Cryptic finds one more.
Yeah, this is really messy. JT needs to make sure that he comes up large here, finding 2 in the form of Cryptic and PwnAlone. Now just Brett remaining in a 1 versus 2. AK in hand, 23 bullets. Oh my lord, he's let him pass. He's crossed the 1. He looks for the 2nd in the form of Floppy behind Big Box as well. Just got to play time now. If you want to be able to secure this one, 15 bullets in the clip. 1 bullet is all going to be needed to be able to rip the head clean off his shoulders. JB on the corner, spots him out, but Floppy trades up to the AK and takes him out of the round. Defuses the bomb. 4-4, we're now at level, but that was way too close. Complexity can't be letting those rounds get that.
Well, 4 Glocks on a P250, I think it was, and they made it look so much easier than it should have been. Yeah, it really was a little bit janky. I like the idea by Elijah. It's a really good way of playing up close if you're playing in that kind of entrance towards A, but going for that double dip with a nade, I don't think he needs to do. Drop a Molotov, fall back, and then invite the pressure. And he knows that JT's quick on the flank, so he could have had support. You know, 2 players fighting out cave there. Without the smoke, like you mentioned, it would have been easier. But I think he's just maybe a little bit overextended, caught by that flash. And all things considered, closer than it should have been. But all that matters, I guess fundamentally, is the fact that Complexity have tied this game back up. CT side, rocking and raring.
Yeah, it's 3 rounds in a row now as well. Momentum firmly in their favor, but off the back of that very successful eco there from Boss, they do have the upgraded weapons for round number 9. Flick there from PwnAlone, an uncharacteristic miss from him there, as a matter of fact. Grim, gonna be able to shut him down. Darcy inside of mid, picking up a leash. No more frags for you, good sir. Oh, he tries to swing the corner, spots out JT. It's a wall bang spam for both players. And Floppy tags down 1 over on that B-bomb site.
Darty is so influential to these T sides, gets given a lot of room to work, and he'll pounce as well as Freshie. On the other side of the map's gonna find Grim. This will now change. It's Complexity looking to try and find their way back in. The real rough situation here is the fact that they know Darty's behind. So trying to go for a flank through Donut makes their life a living hell, and Darty can hold for essentially both here. Floppy going to try and sneak his way forward. He's going to clear it, but how effectively? Well, finds him, brings it back to 2 versus 2, but time already ticking. It's a double Donut stack as well as they're looking to invite the pressure in. They'll find one, and Brett will see off the last. That's a beautiful round from Boss. They answer back, and put Complexity down by 1.
Yeah, a little bit of misread on the util there from Complexity. A couple of nades stacked up. Could have been absolutely brutal for Complexity, but not to be the case. It's going to be another round. Puts Boss now in the lead. Great for them to be able to come back at this point as well. Gaining, of course, the advantages of the 4 rifles off the back of their eco, which was already successful. Some could say that round that Complexity did indeed win in the 1 versus 1. Momentum even went Boss's way. Ooh, a whiffed util there. Shouldn't be too bad, but certainly not particularly helpful when you're trying to execute out on B. This is a really aggressive push down ramp from Elysian JT. Look at this. Underneath the smoke, Darty has no idea. JT, can he see the head? Can he see a shadow? Can he see anything? Darty?
It's a timing play. It's a timing play. That smoke's starting to fade. Got about 5 seconds left on it. The real issue, though, he knows he can be flanked. He will be dropped by the 5-7. This now starts to look a little weird as Elysian to find one more. We already saw Boss do a lot of due diligence when it came towards their pistols. Complexity doing some of their own. Damage dealt. Molotov's not going to see off the frag, and Brett's got a timing play of his own as Horza gets caught in rotation. Knife out, and that'll give Boss a little bit of room to work with. Minute on the clock. Floppy got the angle, got the pixel peak. Freshie falls. With 2 remaining, Boss are in trouble.
Yeah, it was quite important for him to find a kill inside a Donut there. Would have made this pincer work just a little bit easier, but long range, the AK is going to be better than the MP9, of course. Brett taking down Grim. Now with the bomb, pushing out onto the site. Plenty of time to be able to play with. They want to delay it here, but not to be the case. Brett dropped low. Does manage to find that kill onto JT. 2 versus 2 now. Health advantage. And, well, it's kind of equal, actually, but there's an AWP in play for PwnAlone. I actually don't know if I favour it here, to be honest with you. This angle favours Elige against the AWP. If he can swing this corner, take down Brett, might be able to find both of them, as a matter of fact. Oh yeah, spots him on the shadow, but not good for the spray transfer. 20 seconds remaining, bomb on his back. Is he going to try for the rotate? Oh, it's going to be a fight in red room. Floppy, oh, he second-guessed it.
I like this play, though. Poe knows there's a real good chance of a flank. He's going to go for the open plant just shy of 10 seconds. And now, once again, a clutch called upon for Floppy. First was good. Second, not so much. PwnAlone rips his head off. And Boss are going to guarantee at the bare minimum this T-side is going to be a tie. And the way they're playing right now in some of these gun rounds, I think they could cook up a little lead here. That might put a bit of pressure on the shoulders of Complexity. Big guns, big target on the back. And Boss, I've got a very good read. PwnAlone, great little 1v2 there. The trade's fantastic. Drops of smokes. He knows Floppy's got a very good chance of coming in for the flank. And he'll see it off really, really well done. PwnAlone, already spoken and kind of sung his praises, gets a lot of mileage to work with their AWP in hand. They're giving him a lot of space to basically play however he wants. And it's been working, man. He really has been stepping up in a big way.
Full send into mid for the CTs. Ali's going to be holding inside the main. Does get taken down by the eco frag of Freshie and Brett. He's going to go galactic here if he can find these 4 kills. They're all stacked up inside the smoke. Brett has an inkling. He's like, you know what? I'm going to back off. I don't want to get gunned down by 4 USBSs. But he swings the corner and the spray transfer is perfect. It's going to be a 7th round there for Boss. They secure the first half. There's a world in which Complexity call a little timeout here just to be able to reset the mentality. Now they have a buy.
They've yet to call one, right? I wouldn't even mind TC taking a little moment, little breather, especially heading into the final round of the half and just try and rally the troops a little bit. It's not looked the Complexity that we know. And we saw the desk kind of speaking about it, where they were saying the world in which Boss found a win here comes to the back of individuals not really stepping up the way we would expect heading in towards this matchup. And so far, it's kind of the case. JT was incredible yesterday. I mean, really, in terms of that, his fragging was stepping up in a massive way, but not seen that much out of him. Grim, same question marks elude him here too, but JT's hearing our answers, looking to do something of his own.
Yeah, this is a big crunch here from Complexity. So much ground gained early doors. Got a minute and 30 on the clock, and Boss have got absolutely no information whatsoever. Smoked off on the double doors. Looks like, yeah, almost resetting the round here with these mid-smokes.
I like this.
This is good. Elige, ooh, re-smoking the elbow here is great. Spamming through, expecting a Brett. Said it's going to be a cryptic that he finds. Even blind through the smoke, he's going to be able to find that frag. Now the man advantage going towards the way of Complexity.
And how Cryptic has the call from the grave, right? It's a really awkward situation they find themselves in, where they've got no information about what this CT side setup's looking like. And they might not expect the aggression of JT. And Hot Flash absolutely leaded. And of course, even if they go for that, Floppy's the insurance policy. Down the corner. There he goes. Floppy will pounce as he gets one. But Brett and PwnAlone answer back. In behind, Freshie going to find, whoa, damage, but not the kill. He should have seen that, but it was labored.
Yeah, completely. And now Boss, while they have the bomb site, they don't have the advantage of the extra player. Ali's dropped incredibly low though. Brett could go absolutely massive here with this AK if he wishes. Look at the lurk. Look at the push through the smoke as well. It looks like over towards short, but Brett looking to counteract that as soon as possible. Smoke's fading on every single angle and bodied by Halzerk. Now it's just the Yorper and PwnAlone. Bomb gets tapped at least once. Still going to be holding it, waiting for these shots. Swings the corner, 5-7 in hand. Going to be able to take down one. The final one is Grim as well, but he's not going to be able to find it. And Grim, open plant, easy defuse for him.
My God, left with bated breath there as PwnAlone break it down to 1v1. 5-7 at close range, 1 tap headshot potential.
Pretty good.
That was a little bit closer than Complexity would like. And you can kind of see so far, looking a little bit more stressed, I think, that we know Complexity. Normally quite cool, calm, collected in a lot of these situations, but it feels like there's a little bit of pressure on this side at the moment. Of course, don't have a lead heading in towards the T side. T side at times has looked a little inconsistent for Complexity. However, the anecdote and the kind of the asterisk to that is the fact that the caliber of competition this side face on Ancient considerably better than kind of the comparison of Boss at the moment on that international stage. But Boss doing great work. That one on your screen, best haircut in the scene, as we said. Halzerk, you know, everyone talks about his mullet, but Darty, my king.
What did you say it was yesterday? Business in the front, fun in the back?
Yeah, no, he's a bit of business in the front, party in the back, mate. He's absolutely stunning.
I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. Well, pistol round now, second half. Complexity on that T side.
Got to be said as well, we're kind of joking about the haircut, but I think Darty recently, he dramatically improved as a player. He was really struggling with consistency for a long, long time. And I think at the moment, Boss have really brought the best out of him. Feels like the last kind of 3 to 4 months, we've seen the Darty that we expected maybe like a year ago. Really liked what we've seen. P250 of Elige tapping away, looking for a headshot and getting eerily close.
Yeah, Pistol Maestro is Elige. Julies, check. P250, check. Hell, even the CZ back in the day. Freshie, going to be going for the swing over on this A-bomb site. Not going to be able to find anything but chip damage. Does manage to find Floppy on the re-swing though. Bomb site has been lost, and we're going to be seeing this retake now from Boss. They might even force the issue now as the bomb gets planted. No, they are going to delay. Wait for this lurk over towards Donut from mid also. They do have this man advantage, and honestly the firepower to back it up as well.
This is a really difficult retake. Look how deep Complexity are playing the post plant. Boss have got no space to work with in terms of trying to get onto that site, and Grim and Elige will answer back. JT and Grim add even more misery and woes to the side of Boss, and that is a flawless post plant. Just as I was saying, Boss had no room to work with to even find an inch on that site, and you give Complexity an inch, they'll take it a mile. Beautiful work, great post plant, and Boss had nothing to work with.
That crossfire in Donut was so clean. Just knowing that JT had his back, Elige was so free to be able to just swing onto the site, get the angles like he needed to. This tap here from Freshie as well, the fade away as he swings on through is gorgeous. Yeah, look at this. Elige gets tapped in the back and JT's like, no, you do not deal damage to him. That's my job. 7-6, Boss still in the lead, but momentum firmly in Complexity's hands. We aren't going to be seeing a force here from Boss. They are just going to be gamble stacking on this B-bomb side.
JT, gonna get good coverage here in towards Jag. So already decent bit of map control. Of course, the expectation is Boss are just doing some sort of a gimmick play, and it's really just down to Complexity. How much information do they get in the early point? Gonna pop down ramp, nobody's here, so at least they know where the bomb's heading, but are they gonna be able to make a difference in this round? I don't know. Gonna go for the long flank as well, which I don't mind. I think the expectation is somebody's at least playing up through Shelf.
What's interesting here as well is that JT fell away from Shelf at the perfect time for Boss, meaning that they have no clue where Boss are right now. It's assumed that, of course, they're over on this B-bomb site. At this point, they can now be anywhere, but they are just going to be full shift walking through the entire map as they try and find at least one kill. But Floppy now is going to be opening up for a couple of frags onto Freshie. Anything else can be found? Yes, absolutely everyone. Yeah, nothing there from Boss other than chip damage, which is to kind of be expected, especially when you're just shift walking and just being like, I'm going to tap you from range with USBS when I got head armor. It's not going to work out too well for you.
Yeah, the tailwind's completely changing this game as well. It was looking pretty good at the tail end for the likes of Boss, and now, I mean, I don't think it's really any surprise. We're going to see them call for a timeout. Really decent opportunity just to pump the brakes heading in towards their first gun round, but a really important opportunity for somebody like Axe to really try and rally everybody a little bit. They need to find that kind of fire that we had in the early part. We're looking at individuals like Brett, who was pugging out through elbow. That mid control was so important to Boss. They need to get this next gun round if they want to keep this ship steady. Right now, they're taking on a little bit of water, and Complexity are on track to sink them because all that wind is in their favor at the moment. It's a great start. And it does show as well, right? A solid pistol and a force bar off the back of it, they can completely change the narrative of the game in 2 rounds. Yeah,
absolutely. Complexity, they started on that T side against Elevate yesterday, and that was the more dominant side as well. So the fact that now we're going to be seeing them here, kind of regaining that momentum that maybe they lost over in that first half, this is gonna look good for them if they can keep this one up. It's gonna be a bit of a bonus round here for Complexity. If they can find a couple of frags with these Mac 10s, they're gonna be happy with it. JT, he sacrifices Elige to the gods, but manages to find a kill of his own in trade.
It's been heard as well. Tick on the Molotovs, the no guys playing in towards Cubby is spammable, technically speaking, but unfortunately, it's Hulzerk and a Mac 10. Very little damage done through walls, that gun. So JT gonna fall back. 4v4. And a minute 20 to speak of. Complexity are in no rush at the moment. They know they've got the bulk of the map control and actually a very decent read about what's happening over towards B. They've heard 2 different players. One who ticked in the Molotov, the other who spammed on the short corner. So at the very least, they've got a very solid idea about how Boss are playing this.
This is just another game on Ancient where the entire fighting appears to be just around Jag and Cave. It's just like, you give an inch, I give a mile.
There's a bit of a lurk play happening. Grim's getting a lot of information out through main. Nobody playing in through A. He's going to realize sooner or later nobody's home, but PwnAlone uses an opportunity to find a gap, and now that they're going for the rotate, this is off the back of Grim hearing nothing towards main. Will he expect Freshie at range? Surely he's got to. But Freshie going to line up too. Fantastic. PwnAlone to back and he's thrust into a 1v3. Here's a rotation coming through CT. One through Donut has to isolate the fights, but he can only get one. Brett puts him in his place 6 feet under, and Boss back to winning ways.
Yeah, that was a perfect timing there from Cryptic inside of CT. He had an inkling that something was going on. Of course, Grim found all of that information. Cryptic just one step ahead. He's like, okay, you guys just fight over towards that B-bomb site. I've got A on lock. And I mean, lining up 2 players with the M4 spray, especially the A1 as well, every bullet needs to count. And he ensured that was the case.
Yeah, decent work. PwnAlone as well. His timing through Jag there was perfect. Catching JT in rotation, and then, of course, all the information they're actually going for a rotate. Single-handedly flipped that round on its head. Double molly going to come through. And Complexity forced to wait behind it. Both sides now on that full buy. Like we said, the previous was only a bonus for Complexity. It's not all to worry about. Darty takes a little peek on the corner. Re-peeking in the leash. You want to take that fight every day of the week. And JT and Halzer combine to break open the B site and really leave Boss questioning, scratching their head. Do we even want to give this a go? And I think, lads, the question and the answer would be no.
Yeah. Freshie. Oh, okay. That was a little bit laboured from Grim. It's like he ran out of mousepad. Freshie's going to be able to find that kill, upgrades himself to 7.62 rifle. And now you've got 2 rifles you can take through into the next. Complexity, they answer back with speed, with haste, to be able to bring us to an 8-8 scoreline. Oh, taps, just spotting the legs. It's like when you're peering into short water on on overpass. It's like, I've got the elevated angle, just going to tap your feet off. But I don't think anyone's
corner.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to die to this though, right?
No.
They're far enough away from the bomb. I mean, CS2 increases bomb explosion radius, but not by that much.
And honestly, neither side want to fight there as well. No. I mean, it's quite an important round that we've just come off the back of in terms of it actually swings the momentum quite heavily because neither side actually have stable economy built up, and that's the big thing. You look at Boss, they don't really want to fight there because the 2 rifles they've got is basically all they're going to have to work with heading in towards the next. On the other side, yes, Complexity have a little bit of money built up, but even still, they don't want to be dipping too deep in towards those pockets. 8-all. We're getting slowly but surely into the dying embers of this best of 1. Both sides looking, hoping to go 2-0 here on day 2.
So brutal as well,
right? This is good.
Yeah, losing best of 1s in this format, where if you go X and 2, you're gone, is so brutal. So every single round counts at this moment, 17 rounds deep. This is very aggressive from the CT side as well. We've seen a little bit of aggression over towards lane usually on the B-bomb side, but not straight into main like this.
Do you know what? I quite like this though. I think when you're Boss in this situation where you haven't actually reinvested around the 2 saved guns, you have to do something. You can't just invite the pressure in because Complexity is going to trade you out of the round. They've got a good opportunity to maybe a little bit of a gimmick play, catch somebody lurking out, but sooner rather than later, they've got to make a play here. We've got, what, 15 seconds on that smoke until things become a little vulnerable towards ramp. Sooner rather than later, one of those rifles has got to go looking in towards mid, or else this entire play kind of falls apart.
I love this just Aggie hold here from Darty and Brett. They're like, we will wait for the smoke, it will fade, and we will get this crossfire set up. But they get absolutely nothing. They get shot down by the upgraded rifles. It is going to be a bomb plant over towards this B-bomb site now for Complexity. Round is looking all but confirmed, and, well, Boss are now getting a little bit more control over towards A, but it's nowhere near enough.
Maybe. Grim. He's got the right idea.
Oh, so what's one?
Oh, this could be a little janky. This could be a rifle picked up. He will go 1 for 1. But look who's there. Captain Fantastic. JT will get one of his own. The trades looking good. Boss. Cryptic for a double.
If this was 10 seconds earlier,
yeah, exactly.
He knife out, sprints down lane, and just tries to get over towards that B-bomb site. But
yeah, this is the big thing. I like those plays, right, where you're going for something a little bit audacious, but I feel like at some point you've got to just essentially flip a coin and think, right, we've got to give this a go. We can buy into next round anyway, so we're not exactly under a lot of financial pressure regardless. So give something a go. After, yeah, like you said, if they had gone 5-10 seconds earlier and realized, okay, no one's towards main, trade out Grim in through elbow, then we can actually wrap shelf and put a lot of pressure on. We've got guns to work with.
And then
an
the
AK
universe,
drop.
they get it right.
Exactly. So it's a nice idea. I think with Brett and Darty there, you can't really blame them.
Bro.
Yeah, exactly. Unarmored, fleshy, right, with USPSs, there's no chance. So, Complexity clawing back a lead. And a very important time. Bit of damage done by Cryptic at tail end. We take those all the way. For me, I really feel like Cryptic is a criminally underrated fragging IGL. Guy puts up serious numbers, but his calls have been ecstatic for this team. Hello, Freshie. Talking about confidence, we'll get one, but he can't make it a second. Floppy answers back, but my God, barely alive. The fadeaway shot from JT does damage. No kill just yet, and that will give Cryptic Jag control.
Feels like a desperation play here from Boss, like just trying to just get in the face of Complexity instead of letting the round play out and allow Complexity to gain as much control as possible. Well, they do it in the first 15 seconds, then let it happen. Look at this sneak here from Elige. Ever, the lurking player, as he's posted up now inside a red room. Hasn't checked behind him, has no inkling to do so. Just trying to collapse on that B bomb site. Once the rest of his team are in position to be able to execute out the timing
Beautiful.
here. Elige, yeah, gonna be able to find Brett as PwnAlone picks up JT in the process.
Still look like they want to commit here. It's actually going to be a 3-on-3 fight through this B site. One rotating away. That's PwnAlone going for a different angle. He might even wrap through in towards long. That could work in his favor. He knows Elige was playing out through red room. And that smoke starting to dissipate as well as Elige going to double back. This is a timing play of the ages. 30 seconds to work with. Bomb planted by Floppy. 2 in through cave as PwnAlone holds to the flank. And Elige, I don't think he wants to stick around too long. We'll just get out of dodge. Post plant as time starts to tick. 2 kits to work with. But no smokes. That's the big ask. Boss have got a Molotov, which they're going to try and use to isolate fights here, but Elige will dodge it for the most part. This is starting to become quite awkward. Fights have got to be taken. Boss not got a lot of time to work with. Swing in the corner. Floppy for one. Looks to double it down as well as Cryptic will cross, but they're going to find the kill. Floppy looking to answer back in the clutch situations. There's only one man for the job. And PwnAlone going to get his kill and fall away. Man alive. Fine margins again. Boss are pushing Complexity the distance. But Cody, all that matters now is that Complexity are finding the rounds.
Yeah, double digits at this point as well. 3 rounds away from closing this one out. And Boss, I mean, saving the AWP here, it's important, but it's what's more important? Getting around so you don't lose the game. I'd say that. But yeah, I mean, it was an amazing attempt there from Boss, considering the limited util that they had. It was only the flashbang that they could commit on, and that was in PwnAlone's hands. He was holding the angle for Elige as well. The timing didn't work out in his favor, really. Floppy a little bit white, but nothing crazy. He's lucky to escape with his life, actually, PwnAlone, getting hit through the wall. Boss now going to be taking their 3rd timeout here, just to be able to reset the mental a little bit, work out exactly what they need to be doing into this next round. They do have a bye, it looks like. Yeah, with the loss bonus, they should.
One of those things, there's actually a bit of a conversation to be had here about how you want to go for your investments. You could squeeze together a bye. PwnAlone could drop one over. There may be at least one forced down into an MP9 if they want a full better util, and that's the thing that worries me. Do you take the risk, or do you actually buy in towards the neck where you can still actually claw on a 13-11 win? And it looks like that's going to be the play.
Yeah.
A lot of the South American teams actually like to force here, and it can come back to bite them. We saw it happen yesterday with BESTIA. I like the Boss, they're just going to slow things down. A lot of onus on PwnAlone, though, to do something. This all got to get a little proactive. He can be a little passive at times, so we need to see him getting in towards these fights. Flash in the corner, good find. Darty answering for one, but he will be Molotoved out as JT doubles down. We spoke about what this man can do, and he will do exactly that. Freshie and PwnAlone going to combine, though. Hang on a second. It's crumbling at the seams. Ripped apart here as PwnAlone will reposition. And Holzog might not expect it. Bomb dropped in a perilous place as PwnAlone just sneaks around that corner. My God, he might get caught on the flank. Holzog's thrust himself into a 1 versus 1. 3 points of HP, and he's in a crispy headshot. The Viking is striking as Complexity find an 11th, and Holzog is forced into a miraculous clutch to keep them alive in a round that never even should have been close.
Yeah, that shouldn't have been anywhere near as close as it was. The opening frag there from Darty, just to be able to throw a spanner in the works for Complexity, and it's all on the shoulders of Holzog to be able to clutch that one back. I mean, I don't even think he got a kill with the AWP there. He has to just trade over on the AK and just be like, okay, looks like I'm a rifler now. PwnAlone did so much to be able to bring that as close as possible, but the whiff shot over towards short off the back of the jiggle peak, that's where it all kind of fell apart. But look at this from Holzog. Great flick to be able to take down Brett, and the final frag onto PwnAlone. Close this out. Mid-control now here from Elige. That is labelled and uncharacteristic from him. He does get traded after finding that kill onto Brett, and Grim retakes his position over towards Xbox.
All goes quiet, eerily quiet in towards mid. And I like this from Boss. They know there's actually no point fighting off the back of that kill. Find one, trade out, drop back in towards Donut. don't overface. They know because of that double flash as well that there was going to be some sort of serious aggression coming through elbow. Don't need to fight here. So JT, he'll hold and wait with the Weatherspoon's plate of an AK out through shell.
What a niche reference. You think our North American and South American friends know what Weatherspoons is?
I'm hoping one of them has experienced the golden
Cheeky
grace.
spoons on Saturday night.
Cheeky spoons. 11-8. And Boss actually playing for a bit of a gamble stack here. 0 presence via A. And the real risk is that Freshie can be smoked out immediately. And that's going to be the case. He's going to pop towards the A side. Nobody's home. And now it's going to be a pretty awkward 4-on-4 retake. They do have util, but not a huge amount of it. 1 smoke, 1 flash, 1 Molotov, and 1 HE. This is not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult. Freshie usually a little bit more aggressive in tempo.
There's a world they don't even give it a go.
No, I don't think they will. I think Freshie might be the sacrificial lamb here where he gets a couple of frags, but I mean, if they keep posting... No, they are going to go for this, it looks like. It might only just be exit frags, though. But
do or die.
I mean, Complexity getting a 12th round here, and with the econ, the current position that Boss is in, it's not going to be great if they just let this go to the wayside, so they need to push it. JT, not going to be able to find their opening kill. Uncharacteristic from him to be able to miss that one. Grim now, inside a donut. Whiffing as well. What is going on? Hulzerk now trying to get them out of this round once again. Misses that second shot, and it's all on Floppy in a 1 versus 3. Tries to spam them down, but not going to be the case. Is there enough time?
Yeah, there is.
There is. Oh, it's just. And there's a 9th round on the board for Boss. It was the right call to go for it, but it was good from Boss. It was bad from Complexity.
Yeah, I think, honestly, you know, Boss take about 17-ish seconds on the post plant to actually really make an attempt here. And what we're going to see is that Complexity kind of just fall asleep, right? One smoking towards main, Floppy's completely out of the action. He has to swing through it. And I mean, by that point, they've already killed 2 in towards Donut, 1 through Temple. He's a known quantity just by matter of the fact that they've cleared everything else.
Yeah.
I think it goes without saying, Complexity's timeout kind of needed.
Yeah, first one of the game, and dear Lord, it's a little bit late, isn't it? Right, an 11-9 scoreline.
That was do or die for Boss as well. You know, 0 econ in the back pocket, lose that round there. If that retake had failed, that's game. That's Complexity finding 12 with Boss having 0 money to fall back on. The finest of margins. And do you know what? You've got to give all the credit. Cryptic, what a ballsy call to go for that retake. You know, they'd already killed 20 seconds on the clock and they barely even had enough time to get it at, what, 6.5 seconds?
That's really nice to see from Darty's POV, the fact that they smoked it off expecting, okay, we're going to be clear there. Everyone else looked towards Donut and he just goes, oh crap, no one's looking over towards main, we need to deal with this one. Look at the buy here from Complexity. Boss should be able to get themselves a 10th on the board, but with Freshie getting dropped so low off the back of util, these pistols are going to be in the perfect killing position. Yeah, fantastic molly's about to delay them. A Floppy takes so many ticks there as well. Down to 23 HP. Just waiting for a couple of moments here. Looks like the flash goes in from Cryptic. Oh, he's completely whited by his own teammate's flash. And Grim's going to be able to find that kill. Do they recover the weapon? No, they don't. It's still in no man's land. As they swing onto the route of the site, they should be able to recover it. Brett finds 2, PwnAlone a couple more, and Brett looking to find this final one on Hulzerk. Oh my good God, he's got to do it again. There's no way, is he? Oh, on the corner, and no. PwnAlone makes good for the previous round. 11-10 now, Boss in double digits, and making this competitive, Nao.
Yeah, Pwn's learned his lesson from earlier.
So I'm just going to swing you now, actually, instead of try and play a little bit of a pixel angle.
I respect the drive-by there from Hulzerk as well and towards the side. Tech 9 out, run and gun. And that's another timeout. I can understand TC starting to feel a little bit of pressure himself. You've got Boss up to double digits. And now the race for the all-elusive 13 starting to heat up here on the A stream. My, oh my, what a game we're being treated to. This is a really good time as well for Cryptic to have a good conversation. He knows that momentum's actually swinging quite good in his favor. And we've got a really interesting round heading in towards number 22. It's what traditionally we would like to call a swing round. Both sides still don't have a stable economy. Pockets are a little thin, all things considered. Win this, and they could put themselves in a massive race. If Boss are able to win this round and deny a bomb plant out of Complexity, we could see Boss be the first side to lock in map point here.
Yeah, I was about to mention, like, do you even think in this timeout Complexity are considering the fact of OT? Because it's got to be in the back of JT's head, right? TC's head even. I mean, it's probably in JT's head as well, let's be honest with you. Yeah. But these AKs across the board, oh, Galil for Floppy. It's not going to be easy for them. It was laboured inside of mid the last time we saw Elise trying to gain control. This time, the mollies go down to completely block him off, and Brett is getting aggressive. Molly's going to delay his push, but he's still in a good spot for it. Elise has an inkling that he's there, though, just tapping, see if he can find the head of somebody. But now that he's inside a cubby, I think he did, you're right.
And the thing is now, because Brett's an own quantity, in his own mind, he has a question mark, do I stick around? I think the right way for him to play it would be to actually invite in a bit of pressure, support. The only problem is there's actually nobody to bring over. They're going for a double stack through mid with one in Donut, one in Red Room, and a double stack A. So there's definitely a call or understanding here that when Complexity, when the chips are down, their default is the A site. Boss have called this well so far.
This is what I was about to say. Like the fact that this is clearly research on Boss's part, where it's like, okay, historically they've been hitting B site after B site after B site. Some little lurks over towards A when they've got that man advantage. In a pure 5v5, when their backs against the wall, they default towards that A bomb site, and that's why they've gone for this stack up with the post inside of mid as well. Just looking for the head of Cryptic. He's not going to be able to find anything as of yet.
The only thing is the bomb is committed in that direction of B. And now we're seeing as mid's taken, Red Room's smoked, and they're just going to shift walk their way forward. It's a contact play back towards the site. And now,
So ballsy.
when you're in Red Room and you're Cryptic, you want to play middle of the pack type stuff when you are the caller, but I think he's got to make a decision to go and support that solo Bianca, and Freshy's going to now start to push himself. This is really good. The timing actually gets a lot of information. Flash in the corner, Brett's in a little bit of trouble. Damage trying to be dealt with in the spam, not good enough. Site taken, bomb gone down, and now we call upon the retake as Brett's going to find one through the smoke. That'll change things a little bit. Complexity have to make this post plant work, and when he gets cleared, he does.
Floppy holding onto the site now behind Pillar, waiting for them to swing out, knows that Brett's over towards this right-hand side, and he's going to get aggressive. Time is ticking down on this bomb. Molotov goes through, and it's not going to connect on Floppy. He swings the corner, a lot of damage dealt. First person taken out of the round, and the lead on this lurk as well as he pushes all the way through mid. Only going to be chip damage though. 3 versus 1 now, as PwnAlone's in a 1 versus 3, and he whiffs the shot, allowing Complexity to get this 12th round. And look at the frustration on their faces off the back of that. Oh, well, if you can read lips, I think you know what he said there. But dear Lord, yeah, it's understandable, man. It's 12-10 now.
And we said as well, that was the swing round. That was make or break. Money is going to be real tight for Boss. They had, I think, 2 players on just above 2K, and the rest sitting with, barely anything. More or less empty pockets. This is not going to be a nice situation. And for Boss as well, the real thing that even hurts them more, you have no tack pauses to fall back on. So they can't even bring the likes of kind of Axe into the conversation, or Cryptic can't kind of try and rally the troops a little bit at this tail end. They are forced into a real awkward one. What have we got to work with? Triple MP9 and a double M4 to try and salvage. Save face here as well. It's not good, but they're going to go for aggression. It might just work. Darty gets active, and Darty doubles down. Floppy's going to fall, and hang on a second. We've got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Don't sleep on the dart just yet. Elige labored by Brett, but Darty adds more to the tally. My God, he's stepping up in a big way. Magic Man with a mullet looks for more, but he runs low on ammo as Hall Circle answer back.
He's clutched this out once before, especially on this bomb site. Also finds the first kill, finds the second kill. Is it really going to come down to a 1 versus 1? Halzerk versus Freshy, all up on the angle, and he hits it to be able to take the 13th round for Complexity.
Brilliant work from Complexity. We're going to throw it onto the desk to break down what was an incredible comeback from the boys.
Incredible that it was. What a fashion in which to close things out. Halzerk, Pimp, how do you think he's doing now?